Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all here to Dunhill Community Hall. Today we have the privilege of hosting the Dunhill Players who will be performing The Year of the Hiker by John B. Keane, which is directed by Bertie Rogers. Before we start, I have a quick safety announcement. There are 3 emergency exits located in the hall. The main door is to the rear of the building, one door halfway up on your right hand side. The toilets are also located through here, and one door here at the top on the left hand side of the hall. In the event of a sudden loss of cabin pressure, so if I could kindly ask all audience members that you please switch all mobile phones to silent mode to minimise distractions during the performance. Also, if I can draw your attention to the programme, there will be a short interval of 10 to 15 minutes after Act 2, Scene 1. During this interval, the Hall Committee will be holding a raffle. Please hold on to your tickets as the draw will be taking place during Scene 3 and all prizes can be collected at the end of the show. Tickets are 3 for a fiver and €2 for 1 ticket. Your support is greatly appreciated. So once again, I'd like to welcome you all here this evening. Thank you all for coming and I hope you enjoy the play.
Don't tell me you're giving us a breakfast before we go.
Nothing more than a cup of tea.
Good. I don't want my appetite impaired now today.
You better hurry up and get ready, Sammy, or you'll be left behind. I've your clothes all laid out above.
Aunt Frida,
What now?
any chance of the loan of a few quid? You'll get it back.
No chance at all.
Whatsoever.
None.
All my mother gave me was a pound. A pound. Imagine. For a man of my morals.
You better go easy on the drink today. Your mother mightn't know what I know, and I'll find it in my head to tell Joe.
Oh no, don't tell Joe. There's no need for that.
I will if I catch you overdoing it again. Sure, any young fella like you was stuck in the peppermints, the jig is up.
A pint. A pint was all I had, and that was just to be social.
Oh, sure, I know. And you had a gallant look in your eyes that time. Who are you trying to catch?
Well, it won't happen again. A pint is my limit from now on, and it isn't for the sake of drink, you know.
Sure, I know. 'Tis for
The love of the company.
God, Simon, you're not changed yet.
I'm just going, Matt. I won't be in a minute once I get started. Matt, you wouldn't by any chance consider parting with another pound, would you?
I gave you £1 last night. I can't imagine what you'd need the second £1 for.
Well, every car needs a spare wheel.
£1 is enough for you now, Simon. You're costing us enough as it is.
But I'll be finished after Christmas. A qualified horse doctor with money to burn.
Well, thank God I'm not a horse.
You mightn't be a horse, Frida, but you're passing a herd.
There's a lot of his father in him.
Oh, you nag him too much. Here, Frida, will you fix this sick for me, please? Do you think the day will hold fine?
Here you go again now. The minute we make mention of his father, you change the subject. And don't deny it. Sure, we all have it in our heads to speak of nothing else. And we find ourselves talking about him all the time.
I changed the subject because I need my buttons tied, and I haven't all day. I have a daughter getting married today, you know.
And you're thinking, if her father was a proper father, he'd be here. And you're thanking God he's not. That he hasn't heard about it and faced for home, in spite the dick for Mary.
I wasn't thinking that.
Are you telling me you didn't think about him at all today?
Of course I thought of him today. What could be more natural? He's the father of my children, you know. And he was my husband for 5 years.
Oh, sure, he wasn't your husband for 20 years.
Sure, I know. You don't have to tell me. 20 years, imagine. Jesus, Frida. Every night of those early years, when I used to hear a strange sound in the bed, I'd sit up, with my hand on my heart, holding my breath, thinking it could be him.
And thank God it wasn't.
Not at first. You know that. I'd have welcomed him at first, you know. Oh, I missed him. Like you'd miss a beating of your heart. He didn't come back, so I grew to hate him. But the hate age went too after the years. Now it doesn't matter anymore. I can think of him like 100 other people. I'm glad he's not here. For Mary's sake.
Sure, I'm glad. For your sake and for Mary's.
Here I am prattling on. I should be at home with Mary. Oh, she's a bundle of nerves, Frida. Don't you ever get married?
Me? Marry a man? Red sails on the sunset, way out on the sea.
Oh, go on. Go on. A nice slow waltz that. Close dancing, low lights. A big blonde, or even a small blonde. Do you love me, Gertie? Oh, two distractions, Samuel. Run away with me, Gertie. Oh, but I can't, darling. I've got my dancing shoes on. Give me some hot water, Frida, will you? Joe's in the bathroom and I can't get in.
If you shaped when I told you this morning, you would be rushing now.
Can't you picture it, Frida? The orchestra, muted to drowsiness. You're in the arms of a cavalry officer. Your lips brush faintly in the dark. I can't stand it, darling, he cries. I must, darling, I must. And with that, he rushes off to the toilet.
Will you shut up and shave, you big clown?
Well, I have money, Frida. I'll stop shaving and I'll grow a beard like Mephistopheles.
Mephistopheles, indeed.
Is Mary in love with Willie, do you think?
Of course she is. Why do you think she's married him?
He's a doctor.
If you turn out half as good as Willie now, you'll be doing okay for yourself.
Do you like Willie, Frida?
Sure, he'll suit Mary.
He's not as dashing as me, though.
Oh, when you propose to a sensible young girl, we'll soon see how dashing you are.
Did anybody ever propose to you, Frida?
I could have been married if that's what you're asking. A healthy, respectable farmer from Keane was mad about me.
And what happened?
Nothing happened. I just wouldn't marry him. I saw enough of marriage in my time. Too much to want any part of it.
We're back to my old what did you run away from, Frida? From reality? From responsibility? From you, Frida?
If you don't hurry up now, you're going to get left behind.
Is that why you're not going to the wedding today?
I'm not going to the wedding today because somebody has to stay here. Do you want us to be robbed? Do you think those cows can manage the machine themselves?
Frida, you remember my father well, of course. I don't remember him at all. What sort of a fellow was he? I mean, had he any good qualities about him at all, or was he just the lousy, worthless bum that I think he was?
Oh sure, he was worse than a bum. He was a wanderer born and bred. We were often at the height of the harvest here. If you got a notion to go to a football match or a hurling game, he'd just take off, and God only knows for how long. I remember one time your mother was carrying Mary, and the hay was down in the big meadow, and he took himself off to the coursing in Clonmel. He was away for 4 days that time. Worse than that, he went away to the races in Clonmel another time. He was away for a week, and our milk check in his back pocket. He returned broke to the ropes. Sure, we had to sell 2 cows to pay the bills.
And no explanation for it.
Oh, sure. He was no good.
How did you get on?
Well, I couldn't stand him and he couldn't stand me. He broke our hearts. He was always breaking our hearts.
Whose heart?
Now, I didn't talk to him or engage with him or answer his questions. Not after he went off on that first hike. He was full of whims, was the hiker. He was always off, going here, going there, moving all hours of the day and night. Sure, he couldn't sit still. He couldn't sit by the fire like a sensible man and smoke his pipe. He wasn't steady, and we couldn't depend on him. Not for anything.
Strange man.
Oh, sure, look. Try to picture a man the direct opposite of Joe and you have him. He could leave here 3 days before a big hurling match in Dublin. He'd walk the whole way in equal stages. Sure, isn't that how they gave him the name the hiker? Wife and family soon forgotten when he'd get the fit to be moving.
And you didn't like him?
Oh, I hated him.
Well, maybe that's why he left. I mean, if you hated him, and my mother hated him, Maybe he saw no future in hanging around.
No, that's not true, because we didn't hate him at first, you know.
Well, maybe if there was more understanding.
Now, there are others like him. It's not uncommon. Such as in their blood, a constant calling to be up and away. You see the birds and the fish migrating. Like the birds and these fish, people have to go when their time for moving comes. Sure, 'tis a disease, like tuberculosis or pneumonia. But wandering is God's greatest curse.
Well, you can't blame him, so I mean, the thing was in him, Richard. He couldn't do much about it.
Who are you trying to cod? And a wife and children here. To go off for 20 years. 20 years without ever coming back to see if they were all right or checking in on them. 20 years when he should have been here, loving his wife and minding his children. And sure, we were often on the verge of starvation here. Uncle Joe, with the scholar's head on him, had to leave school at 12. Joe, could have been anything, but he never got a chance. Joe was never a boy. Sure, he was never a child. His father saw to that.
Maybe he's dead.
Oh, I wish to God he was, but he's not. We'd have heard about it if he was. Better men than him go before their time, but never the likes of him.
There doesn't seem to be much of an excuse for him, does there?
An excuse? Hanging would be too good for him. To leave a helpless wife, an infant in the cradle, and 2 small boys. God only knows what would have happened if only for I was here. Can you picture this now? A cow wouldn't leave a calf, nor a mare her foal. But your dad, your father, left here without as much as a goodbye 20 years ago. I can think of no animal who'd do such a thing, only your dad.
And free, Dad. Switch the collars on this shut for me, please. What are you talking about? Our dad, is it? Our dear absent dad?
Not a very pleasant subject, apparently, on such a promising morning.
Well, we'll bring it up then.
It wasn't brought up. He kind of has an annoying way of bringing himself up. You'd think, after 20 years, his memory would be dead, but nah. Instead, he comes back to haunt us.
Well, he's not haunting me, I can tell you.
Or should you remember him better than any of us? Sure, weren't you only 5 when he left?
Oh, I remember him all right. But I remember my mother's tears more. Now, I don't want another word about that worthless bastard here this morning. Cup of tea, please, Frida.
'Tis poured and all.
Thanks very much. What do you think of the new suit, Simon?
Nice cut. Good bit of material too. Hey, what do you think of mine? Well, of course, they haven't the jacket on yet.
I like the shade.
Yeah, conservative, isn't it? Sort of a professional tinge. Should impress all the farmers. All I'm missing now is a waistcoat and a couple of fountain pens. Hey, do you know what they call our beloved father in Keane over in Kilmead, no?
Oh, I know. A hiker. Hiker lazy.
The first year I was at uni, I met a fella from Cove and he was studying medicine. Lacey, he said to me. Lacey? You wouldn't be anything to the immortal hiker Lacey that walked across the world and left his family without as much as a goodbye. Huh, he's my father, I said. The poor fella nearly dropped out of the fright, I told him. Treated me with tremendous respect after that. They have a kind of a sneaking regard for him in a lot of places.
Yeah. The same that they have for Cromwell and Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, that's it. But do you know that they measure time by the hiker around here yet? No? Well, they wouldn't say it opposite us, of course, but they do. I was down below at the cross one morning and I heard 2 outfitters chatting. I think they were chatting about a pony. Anyway, one of the outfitters heard to the other and he said to him, Era, when did you buy him? The other outfitter turned to him and he goes, I'm not sure. 'Tis a long bit ago. No, I'll tell you exactly when it was when I bought him. 'Tis about 10 years after the hiker left. I wonder, does he ever think about us?
It looks like it, doesn't it?
I know, but do you know if a fella ever get half drunk, he might get sentimental. Do you know fellas usually start blabbing about their families when they're boozing?
Not him.
Begar. He was a hard man, alright. 20 years, and not even a bloody Christmas card.
Aye. Not in his head but himself.
Suppose he came back, Joe. Just suppose. Would you talk to him?
Oh, I certainly would. For 1 full minute I'd curse him. And then I'd break his bloody back.
Would you talk to him, Freeman?
Don't mention that man's name here now. The thought of him gives me a turn in the stomach.
Do you know, I don't suppose I'd talk to him either. I'd just sort of look through him and pretend he wasn't there. It's the way I feel about it. I couldn't strike him. Do you know, I couldn't bring myself to do that. And it's not him being my father that stopped me, it's just that I couldn't be bothered.
You would if you remembered your mother the first few years he was gone. You'd strike him, and you'd go and strike him, till his face was purple and his tongue was hanging out. That fella should be put on the rack, man. I mean, you'd forgive any fella not fit, but Jesus Christ, 20 years.
Fresh tea, boys. Joe, did you put petrol in the car?
Do you remember the girl from Dunhill I used to knock around with?
Oh, I do well. The shy, dark-haired one. Lovely long legs.
She was a nice girl. Do you remember when I finished up with her? You used to call me about it.
Yeah.
Well, that couldn't hurt me, boy. I was fond of her. She's married now. Expecting a baby any day, I hear.
Ah, Jesus, sorry, Joe. I didn't realise you were serious at the time.
I know you didn't mean that, boys. Still damn hard to take all the same.
What happened? What went wrong?
The hiker.
Come again?
So I went to collect her for a dance one night. And when I saw she wasn't dressed and ready, I knew there was something wrong. I tried to think to myself, was it something I could have said or done? But I couldn't think of anything. I'm going out with you no more, Joe, she said. But why? Why tell me? Is it true, she said, that the hiker Lacey is your father? I'm his son, I said. What about it? Why, Joe, she said. There were tears in her eyes.
Come on, Joe, now we'll have more tea.
He's done as bad as the two eating out. Here I am talking out. Anyway, no more talk to him now. Today is all about Mary's happiness. And nothing is going to spoil that. Nothing.
Oh, I better get my coat on.
Did you check the car?
Yes, everything's in order.
What about the spare?
Perfect.
Just like today now we get a function.
Well, you don't worry, will you? Everything will be alright.
Oh, she just swears. She swears to myself getting married on that nervous. I wish it was over. Anyway, get on your coat, man, and tell them two women to hurry up.
Alright. Did you know, in parts of Borneo, there's no such thing as marriage? Couple of bags of bullseyes or a quarter stone of brown sugar. You take what you want.
Stand up there, Joe, and I'll dust off your suit. Do you know that he tried to tap me for £1 before you came down?
He tapped me for £1 too.
Don't say it, Joe.
Sure. He'll have his own money soon, and it's not every day one of us gets married.
Do you want a few pounds yourself?
No, I've plenty. So what do I want it for? I don't drink or I don't smoke. With Miss Mary.
Oh, sure, 'tis the talk and the chatter I miss.
Aye, she's a lively one now, Mary. A young woman's talk is better than music around the house.
I know, Joe, but she's making a good marriage.
Aye, well, he's a sound man. He won't run off like our dad, anyway. You manage the day today, you will.
I managed plenty before, didn't I?
Don't go near that small outhouse. I've the bull locked in there. And don't use the machine on the blue cow and milk her.
I told you not to worry.
I know what time we'll be back. Be late, I suppose. Pig feed is all laid out for you. And you can give the blue cow's milk to the calves.
Didn't I tell you not to worry? And sure, the way you've this place laid out, it nearly runs itself.
I know. Care is the thing. You have to take care. You can't relax on a farm.
It's all you're doing, you know.
What is?
The way we are today. Mary marrying a doctor. Simon nearly qualified. The best of stock. And the land in great order.
Sure, I only did what had to be done.
Oh, Joe, you did more than that. You were slaving here for years, when you should have been out enjoying yourself like other young men.
I didn't mind it. I enjoyed it, actually. I love the land. This is good land. Good land is half the battle.
Oh, they're coming. And wait till you see her. Oh man, she's a real dazzler. Here comes the bride, all dressed in white.
Well, been wanting to say something. How do I look?
Out of this world, Mary.
Ravishing.
Oh, Mary, you're like something out of a magazine. Come on and have a cup of tea. Oh, for
still back out of it, you know. I tell him you hold the muscle getting on your dress.
It's a good idea, Simon. Then I can go back to bed. She took you over, mocking his catch.
Do I look all right, Frida?
Oh, you look beautiful, Mary. Wait till Willie sees you.
Oh God, I hope he isn't late or held up or anything. Wouldn't it be awful if we were there first?
So we're late as it is.
There's no hurry now. You drink your tea.
Are we forgetting anything?
No, I don't think so. I'll get the bags. Come on, Simon. Come on, man.
Beautiful day outside. I hope the weather holds up for your honeymoon.
Well, I suppose I'd better tell somebody where we're going. Just don't tell the boys. You know what Simon's like.
France.
No?
Rome.
No. We're going to Spain.
Oh.
Willie always wanted to go there.
Oh, how long?
I don't know for sure. A month at the most. Oh God, I'm so excited. Were you excited, Mother? Oh God, I'm sorry.
Come on, Simon.
But I can't. My makeup is ruined.
Come on.
This is definitely my last time getting married. You go on, Mother. I want to take one last look around. Our last look around. I wanted to be alone with you, Aunt Frida, before I left.
Sorry, Mary. He won't wait forever.
I want to thank you, Aunt Frida, for everything. For all the good things you did for me. We often had our tiffs, but you were always for my good. Although I didn't see that at the time. I know now, though, who brought us all through.
Drink up your tea now and hurry on, Mary.
Everything has gone right for me, Frida. I couldn't tell my mother this, but I had an awful fear my father would show up today. Willie knows all about him, but his people aren't sure yet. He could have spoiled everything. I prayed he was dead. I didn't care how he died as long as he was dead. Terrible things to be saying about my father.
Not about your father. Sure, not about him. You could be dead yourself for all he cared.
Well, he was my one big worry.
But you've no need to worry now.
No, thank God.
You go off and enjoy yourself today. And give Willie my love. And the two of you come calling when the honeymoon is over.
Of course, of course.
And I'm going to have a big cut turkey on the table. And you start today smiling now, and you'll be smiling forever.
Oh, Frida.
Goodbye, Mary.
Goodbye, Aunt Frida. Oh, Frida, one thing. There's Joe. Make him go out. Send him out nights or send him away on holidays. He's buried in the land, and he'll be old before he knows it.
There's something good in store for Joe. You wait and see.
Now, don't hurry. Don't hurry. I just came in to tell you that we're only 10 minutes late. Now, personally speaking, I don't mind, but I'm not getting married today.
God, poor Willie, I didn't realise the time. Goodbye, Aunt Frida. Oh, God, sorry. Goodbye, Aunt Frida. Look after yourself. Goodbye, old house, old walls, old kitchen.
I always say there's nothing like a good old cry. I'm sorry I can't join you, Frida.
Sure, she's all I have.
But you've me.
Oh, Lord.
Look at me. Aren't you glad? Well, listen, Frida, I'll have to be off. And don't look so lonely. Your turn will come too.
I lost my turn in life, rearing another woman's children. hope that's a fox. Who's there? Who are you? What do you... Oh, good God, no. Oh, dear God, no. Oh, it couldn't be you. You were gone for 20 years. Oh, good God. You can't come back here now today. You were away for 20 years. You may go on away. You're a stranger here. You can't stay here another minute. Is it money you're after? I could get you some, but you'd have to go. Oh God, what if herself sees you now, or Joe?
Is that Joe's coat?
That's his coat.
It's the coat of a strong man.
Joe's a strong, powerful man. He'll throttle you.
My son Joe.
Your son? You have no son. You gave all that up 20 years ago.
He's still my son. Tell me, where are they all? Where's Mary, Kate and Simon? Is Kate dead, is she? Is my wife dead?
Get away from me. Go back, go back. How dare you ask me any questions? I've not answered that question or any of your questions. You've no right to ask. Go on away now.
Why won't you tell me anything about my family?
They're not your family anymore. You need to go now. If you know what's good for you, go on.
You're going to have to let me rest a while. I'm not a young man anymore. I'm going to have to sit down a while. I'm not well.
There's nothing the matter with you. Give over your nonsense now and get up.
Let me alone. I walked 20 miles from Cork this morning. My legs are dead tired. And they're swollen. Several cars passed me on the way this morning. I seemed to be going to a wedding, and not one of them stopped to give me a lift.
Oh, thank God for that. Our Mary was married this morning. That'll be her people, her husband's people past you.
Mary, the baby married.
Mary is 21 years of age now, and if you've any bit of decency left in you, you'll go now before Kate comes back.
You're going to have to let me rest a while. I can't.
I had a funny feeling we'd be seeing you one of these days. The hard frost came early. That was the first sign. And the wild ducks landed long ago. Another sign. I'm sure the bushes were never as heavy with sloes. All signs of a bad winter. We'll be having the hiker now one of these days. I said to myself, he'll face this way again when he's too old for the road and too feeble for any more of his debauchery. And he'll want to be regaling us with tales of his adventures. Well, there's no fattened calf here for you, you merciless wench. How dare you come back after all these years?
Have a heart a minute, will you?
Have a heart. If I was a man, I'd pike you in the guts. How dare you come back here and talk to me and stink up my kitchen with your filth? Sure, you're like an old tomcat coming in the morning. 20 years of lurchery behind you, and you want to put your feet up?
I came back once.
You did not.
I came back once. It was the year after I left. And I stood outside there and I looked in. You were in here, in the kitchen with her, with Kate. You were sitting by the fire. It was April and you wouldn't hear me with the high wind. You looked happy enough. Only that, I should have been sitting where you were sitting. It was always you, Phil. You were husband, mother and aunt, all wrapped up into one. I came away from the window that night, and I asked myself, has anyone any pity for those of us who think differently? For those of us who cannot rest? You didn't need me. You had my children, and that was enough.
Yes. But you had your freedom, and your wife a broken heart.
She broke her own heart. Kate was a mouse, but I loved her. I couldn't make her into a woman with you in the house. We could do nothing with you. There was no peace or fulfillment in our lovemaking with you in the house. Even in our privacy, you were always hanging around.
I never said a word against you.
Well, you never said a word for me. You couldn't tolerate me because you couldn't boss me, but you still got in between us.
Sure, I wanted to go. But I had to stay here and mind your wife and rear your children.
That was the mistake I made. I should have kicked you out of this house the minute I came into it. Maybe if Kate and I were left at it, we'd have made it out. But you were always there.
You'd kick me out of my own house, would you? I'd as much a claim to the place as Kate.
Oh, you had? Why couldn't you go and get married? Like any other woman? Why did you have to cling to us?
Maybe I didn't want to get married.
Oh, I should have gotten the hell out of it.
You'd have me walk the roads like a tramp, would you?
Sure, I'm the one that had to do that. 'Tis a waste of time talking to you. You're still the same.
And so are you.
Time has me broken, but you haven't.
You can get your back now. And you can go on away to the road.
I take my chances with my sons.
Your sons, don't you know? They don't remember you. And you're crooked as well to think you're going to come back here after 20 years and blame me for all the things you missed. That's the greatest lie of all, and you know it.
I blame no one but myself. Those 20 years were no fun for me. But I had my pride. And I couldn't come back. Pride is no virtue, but it gives a man a bit of dignity. There was no pride in a woman that thought lovemaking was some kind of sin. And you topped it off with your novenas and your rosaries. Only people like you should be kept a million miles away from love.
I'd have left the house the day you came into it, if you asked me to, or if Kate asked me to. But you none of you asked me to.
You were old enough to know what to do without having to be told.
Thank God Mary was married this morning. A few hours earlier and you'd have ruined her day altogether.
I wouldn't have done that.
But you don't understand. She wouldn't have got married if you'd have come back sooner. She has no time for you.
But why?
They're ashamed of you, for God's sake. The very mention of your name and they start hating you. So for the last time now, will you do this one decent thing and go on? And maybe God will forgive you for all the wrongs you've done.
Oh, let me alone. Your God and my God are two different people. I came too far now to go back again. I can't be alone anymore. 20 years is enough.
20 years? You stayed away for 20 years. If only you knew how happy we were here. Sure, you stayed away for 20. Couldn't you have stayed away for the few short years are left in you?
I didn't come back to make trouble. I could have done that years ago if I wanted. I'm worn out, and I haven't much time left. What I want is to live 1 year in peace. That's not asking much, is it? I don't want to be alone when the end comes, and it must come soon. I'm afraid of the end, mortally afraid of it. What I want is I want someone of my own blood to hold my hands and cross my eyes when my life gives out.
Well, you should have thought of that long ago, when your wife and children were desperate for you. Do you know what it is for a young boy to grow up without a father? Well, Joe knows.
And I know. And I know all that, but you'd let an old dog die in peace, wouldn't you? Oh, I wanted a lot of things that I could never have. Oh God, I wanted things like to be able to look back and remember how I felt about things. I wanted things.
You wanted hanging, that's what you wanted. You've no right to want anything.
I wanted someone to come home to, who'd listen to me when I tell her about the things I felt. Sure, I never had that. I've walked alone and slept alone, a dirty old man, forgotten like the shoddy trees of winter. Nobody knows the autumn or the winter like I do. That's a time when a man starts to remember, when a man starts to look backward instead of forward. You know what it means, don't you? I didn't come back to persecute you. I came back to die.
Well, die somewhere else. Out there is your home, so go on away to your home to die. Will you come on?
Let me alone a minute while I get my breath.
Ah, come on, give over now. What kind of a gutless wrench are you to come back here and think you can take up where you left off 20 years ago? You'll have to go now. Come on, get up. Will you wake up? Oh, good God, oh, get up. You lazy pig, will you wake up? Good God, will you wake up? What am I going to do with you? Oh, Father God, forgive me. God, forgive me. But I wish you were dead.
What kept you?
Nah, it was delayed. Hard to get a lift.
Better late than never. I suppose you had a few pints?
A few.
9 or 10, I'd say.
When a fella picks you up, Joe, you asks you to have a drink, you don't tell him to go to hell.
You don't. But you could have had an orange juice.
You could have, Joe. But I couldn't.
Look, I don't want to sound like an old woman, son. Wait till after you're qualified.
I don't drink regular, Joe. Only when I have the money and sure, you know that's not often.
Look, I'm not getting onto you, man. You're entitled to a few drinks now and then. I suppose all students are the same. But for your own sake, wait till after your exams. When are you going back?
Monday morning. What time is Mary coming?
Around 1 o'clock tomorrow. Do you know Mary? Did you get a card?
I got 3.
Same. Seville,
Yeah.
Madrid,
Yeah.
and Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
I never see those places.
I will someday. They're certainly moving around, aren't they?
I wonder where our mother and father went on their honeymoon.
A day in town and a night in bed.
They thought they were being extravagant.
Where is my mother?
She's in the sick room.
Cleaning and dusting for the son-in-law's arrival.
Exactly.
And where's Aunt Frida?
She's in bed.
In bed.
She was complaining of a head cold.
Ah.
We made her go down for a while. She hasn't been the same since he came.
Where is he?
He's in the stable.
All the time.
All the time.
Did he come near the house since? No.
No. Rita brings his meals out. We've an old bed rigged up there for him, and there's a stove out there too.
How is he?
Are you worried?
No, just asking. Is he sick?
He's alright. He walks around the farm all day, looking at the grass, as if he'd never seen grass before. Stroking the hay with his hands, as if it was a woman's hair. He goes to bed at night, and he doesn't stir. He likes the land, He knows good land from bad. I've watched him a few times. He's a character.
Does he pray?
There's a queer question. I'd say he does.
Well, when you're playing a losing game, last minute prayers are like last minute goals. There isn't enough time to pull the game out of the fire.
Sure. Any prayer's a good prayer, they say.
No God worth his salt is going to be taken in by the last minute repentance of a scout. Does he ever talk to you?
Never.
Or look at you?
He looks at me. I don't look at him.
That was quite the mauling you gave him that first night, Joe. I'm glad I'm not your father.
I didn't punch him. If I punched him, I'd have killed him. I just slapped him around with it. You seem concerned. Don't tell me you didn't approve.
Quite frankly, Joe, I couldn't care less, but I don't approve of this keeping him outside in the stable.
Stable's where he belongs, and the stable's where he stays.
Will you get him out of it, for God's sake, and put him in the county home or anywhere?
No.
That beating was stupid, of course, and it was completely unnecessary. Sure, what good did it do?
Well, it didn't do me any good either, if that's what you mean.
Then why did you do it then? Was there satisfaction in beating him?
No. No, there wasn't. I did it because I always promised myself I would. You didn't think I was going to let him get away with it completely, did you?
He's not worth hating, Joe. Can't you get that into your head? That beating was futile. Look, if he fought back, I'd agree, but if he just took it like a dog.
Look, we better get one thing cleared up right now, while you're in the mood.
What's that?
Whose side you're on?
Don't be silly, will you? He means damn all to me. It's just that I thought, well, it was my opinion that beating him was besides the point. This idea of keeping him outside in the stable, childish.
Look, it wasn't my idea. Frida knew about it, and my mother knew about it. He went there of his own accord. The stable's where he is, and that's where he belongs.
But what's the point of it?
What do you mean?
Look, I'm going to be a professional man now in a few months, right? And we can't have it. It wouldn't look right.
You're thinking about yourself.
I'm thinking about all of us. I always believed we were a highly civilised and intelligent family. Well, we're certainly not behaving like one.
Look, if you're so concerned about it, why don't you do something about it? You have your own room. You have a big bed. Why don't you bring him in and share it with him? Go on, no one's stopping you.
Are you serious? Jeez, if I didn't know any better, I'd swear you had more drink taking than I have.
I am serious. Go on, go out and bring him in.
Why don't you do it?
You're the one complaining.
Me? Sleep with that bug-ridden tramp? That festering old carcass? I wouldn't sleep with him to save his life. Did you smell him? You slapped him around. I bet you washed your hands after it.
Alright. That's enough now. I want no more complaining about the arrangements around here.
Who the hell do you think you are?
Shut up, Simon.
Don't order me, Joe. Ask me, but don't order me. And maybe I'll shut up when I feel it.
You'll shut up this minute, or I'll make you.
Oh, stop it, Grandad. I'm not a child anymore.
Stop it, Simon. You're mourning now.
Hey,
Don't.
Keane. I heard loud voices. What's going on?
Sorry, Ma. We lost our tempers. Sorry, Simon.
The cause of it all is outside in the stable. It certainly didn't take him long to make his presence felt.
What did he do now? What did he do, Joe?
Nothing, Ma. Nothing. I'm going to bed. You go on, Simon.
Yeah, I'll be right with you.
I can't understand it at all. All this fighting and arguing. There was enough of that when your father was here.
Sure, there's always fighting and argument between a husband and a wife. Everyone talks about it. No one ever talks about the making up.
It's our dad. We were fighting over our dad. You wouldn't mind if it was something valuable, like a shirt button or even a shoelace. But imagine anybody fighting over our dad.
Can I come in? You're right. I couldn't talk to me.
You talk to anyone. How long are you standing out there?
A few hours.
Waiting to get me on my own, I suppose. Did you hear all that arguing?
I knew there were hot mind for a long time now. I came back once, but sure I went away again. If there was anything I could do or say to explain, anything I could do.
You could wash yourself.
Hit me, punish me, Kate, but talk to me.
If I spoke to you, I wouldn't stop for days. All I want in the world now is to see you dead and buried, where you can bring no more hurt to me or your children. Your children, imagine. It's a wonder to me Joe didn't kill you. Oh, if ever a father deserved killing, 'twas you. Hell is near you now, and you'll answer for all of it soon.
Hell is no novelty to me. I've seen hell. I've been there a long time now. With me heart crying out to come back, and I know I left it too long.
You left it 20 years. You gave me 20 years of hell.
I don't know what got into me. It's now I see the horror of what I've done. God, but it wasn't me. It was something inside of me. As God is my judge, I couldn't see the top of a hill without wanting to cross over it. There wasn't a day that dawned that I didn't feel the pull of the road. I'm a strange man, God help us.
You, a man.
Stop it. Men will be doing what I did always. They'll give up the comfort of a bed or for the joys of a woman. Because God doesn't make man the same. There's men like me that'll get the urge for wandering, and there's no power in heaven or earth that will pull him back once them calling cries come from beyond the fields, the hills and the rivers.
Wouldn't you drown yourself in one of those rivers? Oh, mercy, Jesus. I don't talk this kind of talk ever. You're a curse, you are.
I wasn't the fault of it alone, Kate. I cursed this awful weakness that drove me away from my family and all that I love.
That was what you wanted, wasn't it? You deserve no pity now, from God or man. Go out now and leave me alone.
Kate?
I've enough troubles of my own.
Kate, from the red roots of my heart, forgive me.
I'll have to call Joe if you don't leave me alone.
Kate, there was never anyone but you, Kate. I could have lain down with many long-limbed, passionate women, but I was never that type of a man, Kate.
Get out of my sight.
Oh, Kate. Have pity on me, Kate. Nothing I will ever do will wipe away what I've done to you, but have pity on me. Tell me that you forgive me and I'll go. It's the last thing I want, is that you or Joe will speak to me like I'm some kind of man.
I haven't the power to forgive you. It's only God can do that.
Do you forgive me, son?
Get out of my sight.
Forgive me, Kate.
For the last time. Get out or I'll call for Joe.
There's nothing he could do to me now. Let him beat me again 1,000 times. If only you say, forgive me.
I'm a quiet woman. I've never lost my temper or raised my voice. I wouldn't say a bad word about anyone. I think my worst enemy would say that about me.
They would, Kate, they would. You are a quiet woman. Great God, who'd know it better than myself?
I never wish harm on anyone, and all I want to see is people coming up in the world and doing the best for themselves. But they'd have nothing but my blessing. I couldn't even hear a bad word about anyone.
There's no one who could deny that about you, Kate. No one.
I say little, but I feel things as deep as anyone. And I must say this to you. There's no place in my heart for you. I could feel something for every creature God put on this earth except for you. For you there's nothing. You stole my life, and you mocked me.
Don't say that, Kate. You're not like that.
I have no nature when it comes to you. You've made me cry again after all these years. Me that thought nothing could hurt me anymore. You expect me to forgive you. Me that you scorned and shamed. Me that I was whispered about by my neighbours. They said I wasn't woman enough to hold on to my man. You swapped flesh and blood for the road, and you turned me into a laughing stock.
Oh no, Kate, no.
Get out. You mocked me the day you left me. You mocked me when you swapped my bed for another sport. And you mock me now by coming back to me when you're old and spent. Filthy.
Don't say that, Kate. That's not like you. It's not in your nature.
I told you I've no nature when it comes to you. I hope God forgives you for all that you've done, because I can't.
My last hope, my only hope is gone. All I want in life now is your forgiveness.
Get out now and let this be the last talk we'll ever have together. And I'll make sure of it, because there'll always be somebody with me from now on.
Kate, don't haunt me. This might be the last time we'll ever talk.
Oh, please God, it will. I'll make sure of it.
Is there no hope for me, son?
What in the name of God is going on here? Who left him in?
I don't know, Frida. I've said terrible things I never say.
Wasn't coming back here enough for you. Look what you've done to her. You'll be the death of her. And you go and do yourself in and do us all a favour.
That'd suit you fine, wouldn't it?
Don't go. Don't you know me? Why don't you answer me? This is the first time I've spoken to you in 20 years and you ignore me. Not very good manners, you know.
You're Simon.
They call me Simon, and you can too if you like. Do you know what puzzles me though? What should I call you? What would you say to Daddy? No. You don't look like a daddy. You're more of a Pa. Howdy, Pa. Or should I call you Pops? Yeah, that's fairly suitable. After all, he did pop off once. Still, Pops isn't right either. I think I'll call you Hiker. You're widely known as the Hiker. I wouldn't say you're affectionately known, but your exploits have attracted a certain amount of attention.
You're studying to be a vet.
Correct.
Do you like it?
I like animals, and some animals I don't like.
I wish you luck in your work.
Thank you very much. No, don't go. No, sit down. Sit down and tell me all about yourself. Sit down, relax. Tell me, what have you been doing yourself lately? Well, these past 20 years, I mean. Did you ever think about it? No, not the whole family, mind you, but me, personally. Your little boy, Simon.
I thought of you as a young boy. I suppose you don't remember me?
No, I don't. Joe does though. Joe will never forget you. Tell me this, Pop. What about women? You must have met quite the selection.
I never bothered with women.
Oh, come on. Who are you trying to coddle? I can tolerate you if you told me the truth about women. I can't believe you've never met a woman you fancied in 20 years. Oh no, that's too much now.
No. Wandering was my disease. Wandering was enough.
That's another thing now, this wandering. Where did you go?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Were you in Timbuktu?
No.
Mexico?
No.
Japan?
Never went that far.
Venus?
Where's that?
Never went. Were you in Saudi Arabia? Palm Beach? The White House? Ontario? Oh, good God, where the blazes did you go? You're going down in my estimation, Hiker.
Half the places forgot.
Were you in England?
I was in England.
Scotland and Wales?
I was.
But what did you do, man?
Sure. I worked a day and moved on.
You're not very informative, are you? Where did you sleep?
I slept out when it was fine. Sheds and barns when it was cold.
What was it like? I mean, what kind of people did you meet?
I met fellas like myself. We'd light a fire and sit around and talk.
About what?
About where you find good camping places, where fellas wouldn't turn a hungry face from the door.
And what else?
Cross dogs. Now, cross dogs were loose. And police that would turn, you know, would make you move on. The state of the world.
Oh, the state of the world. That's more right. And tell me, Did you happen to form any important conclusion that could be passed on?
Nothing much.
Nothing at all.
No, a man makes his own heaven, or his own hell. A man learns for himself. The nonsense you read in the books are only for children.
And you mean to tell me there was never a word about women?
There was some talk of women, but that wasn't right for grown men. That wasn't proper for older men. That was all right for younger fellas.
Not proper. And would you say it was proper to leave a wife and children? I'm not annoyed. I accept you for what you are. You know, a freak, a bit of a character, a dirty old man who might have a story. You've been damn all to me.
Damn all. I'm still your father.
Everybody has a father. Judas Iscariot was somebody's father, and somebody was Hitler's father. But luckily for me, you're not as well known as those two.
I'll have to go now. I'm thankful for you talking to me.
Yeah. Don't fool yourself. Like I told you, you're a character and I find you interesting.
Do you forgive me for what I did?
I'll put it to you this way. You're not my father. I never had a father. When I needed a father, you weren't there. I don't need a father now. I'm talking to you because you're a curiosity. And as for forgiving my father, well, I can't do that because I have no father. Notice how unemotional I am, how disinterested. Just making casual conversation with a tramp who might have been my father. It's like asking me to forgive a corpse. We're wasting time. Haven't you any dirty stories?
Huh?
Dirty stories.
I had once, they're all forgotten.
Any bawdy songs? Now, that's something you should be good at, a man that knocked around the way that you did.
No, I've no songs.
Nonsense, man. What about those nights spent around those faraway fires with all your colleagues?
That's all forgot.
Surely there was a bottle of booze every now and again, and they would sing some.
And there was. It was nice to sit back sometimes and listen to a good voice after a day's work.
But did you ever join in or sing a bit of an old song yourself?
No, I wasn't much of a singer.
Well, you're going to sing a little song now for me.
I couldn't.
But you must. You must. I want to get a deeper insight into your character, to understand you better. A man is best judged by his songs, wouldn't you say?
You're teasing me now.
Oh, but I'm not. You really must sing now for me.
I've only one song. I suppose every man has one song. The biggest cutthroats and thieves I met had a song. Songs that didn't fit the men that sang them. It was like an old man with a child's ribbons or a lusty fellow with a child's plaything. When a fella died, you'd hear another fella say, he was a great man for the singing. And it was the song that you'd remember when a fella died. You'd hear a fella say, he was a great man to sing Shannon Doe or put over the red flag.
We digress, man. We digress. Your song is the song that matters.
I couldn't.
When was the last time we sang it?
I can't remember.
In a pub?
No.
Marching carefree along the open road with your haversack on your back?
I was never carefree.
Think, man, just think.
I can't.
I think you're only leading me up the garden path.
I'm not.
Will you just try to remember it, please?
Oh, it was a long time ago now. It would have been on the hills of Namanure, way up there in the Mersey. Would have been autumn time. There was a gang of us the days were picking, and when the day was down, we built a fire and chipped in for a barrel of cider. There was girls there, some Irish girls too. They sang and danced. Somebody asked me to sing. I think it was one of the girls. So the night was game, I was full of cider, and I sang a song. But my heart was fit to burst after singing it. You see, I used to sing it for your mother a long, long time ago, when I was a strapping man and I had the lungs of a young bull. Red sails in the sunset, way out on the sea. Oh, carry my true love safely home to me.
Oh, bravo! Bravo! Do you mind if I tell you something?
What's that?
You'd never make a living as a singer. What is it, old man? Remorse? Conscience? Or the Irish girl you made picky potatoes long ago?
She's your mother I'm thinking of. And Joe. I taught Joe how to sing that song when he was a young boy.
You're a gas bloody man, Hiker, do you know that? I've met some queer hobos in my day, but jeez, you're a howl.
I must go now and rest. I'm very tired.
Yeah, you deserve a good night's sleep. You've been walking a long time. 20 years. Will you pray now?
I pray till morning.
You left it a bit late, didn't you, Hiker?
A bit late. But I hear tell God doesn't turn a deaf ear to no one.
You're overdue now.
Don't you know that Joe should have gone to collect them? That Simon couldn't leave town without a pint. And sure, there's bound to be a celebration when they meet.
I'm sure I know. How's that turkey coming?
Another half hour or so. He's a grand bird.
What was you fattened him?
Oh, sure, there's nothing like a turkey for a homecoming. I'm worried about the soup. Gets spoiled if they don't hurry up. And your Mary was never on time for anything in her life.
At least she was one.
If she was, I don't remember it.
I do. She was an 8-month birth, that one.
What? Lucky for you, she'd nothing to do with it.
Not even her wedding. She makes it there all the same. Hey, how do you think she's going to react to her father now?
She won't react to him at all because she's not going to see him.
No sign of him yet?
No.
Where's the hiker?
Oh, I told him to stay away from the house. I didn't like it. But this is between himself and Mary now. She's the one who would have to decide. I don't think he'd come near the house though.
Good.
Let's hope so.
A strange thing. I was looking for the winkers in the car house this morning. I found an old push cart he made for me. Jeez, I haven't seen it since he left. It was a lovely piece of craftsmanship. He must have spent weeks at it.
What's he doing now?
Oh, he's down the end of the farm, walking around the headlands, picking up stones and throwing them aside. He sits down every few minutes, gives them all he can do to stoop down. He's a goner, I'd say. Do I still turkey?
Won't be long now.
Oh, jeez, I'm starving. I could eat the leg of a pot.
Well, if you wait half an hour, you can eat the leg of the turkey.
I'll get a bit of stuffing just to take the edge off.
No, Joe.
Ah, come on, me old darling. Do you want me to starve?
Enough of your claw mouth so now. I know you, and if you start eating, then nothing on this earth will stop you.
The old hiker. He's a beautiful sight when he tries to exert himself.
Sure, isn't that why he came back? He couldn't hike to the crossroads now. 20 years ago this morning, if he got wind of a cockfight above in Fermanagh, he'd be gone before daybreak, and not even an overcoat with him. But that's all over now. The fight is gone from him. He came back when the weather changed, like I knew he would.
You knew?
I knew. I felt it in the autumn. I said to myself, we'll be having the hiker now one of these days when the days grow cold and the weather changes. I said it to no one, but I knew, because I know the man.
Yeah. It's Willie and Mary and I'm thinking of. And that's them now.
Nobody says a word about himself to them. We'll pretend everything is as normal as always.
Yeah, but things aren't normal. And they both know it by now.
Granted, but your Mary will twig and play along, and so will Willie.
I hope you're right. Do you know the way Simon has a way of putting his foot in things?
Simon is not that much of a fool.
And Mary's very sensitive, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to announce the arrival of Dr. and Mrs. William Dolly, who have just arrived from an extended holiday on the continent.
Hello, Willie. Hello, Joe. Right to see you. Hello. Hello, Mary. Welcome home. Well, how are you all in Spain?
The bullfight was fantastic. Just fantastic. Some of the most incredible sights we've ever seen.
Oh, we had a marvellous time. The sun. I have lace mantillas for the both of you. Hand woven. Oh, lovely.
You'd have loved the bullfight. We actually seen a man being gored. Does not to touch it. You can smell the tension in the air before the big events. Literally smell it. I'll never forget it. It's the haughtiest profession in the world. In Spain, a bullfighter's a god. If he's good.
Sounds terrific.
I thought the hurling was a game of skill. But bullfight, my God, it's the electricity that gets you. I swore I saw flashes in the air before the big events. The sand glistening dully in the arena, the silence, and then the roar and the mountain burst of applause. It's a game of life and death.
I got to chase my bull once.
Bullfighters are the last of the gladiators. Toro! Money!
What about a drink, Willie?
A good idea.
What was like? Whiskey or sherry?
I'll have a sherry. I drank brandy out there, then chill as a bottle. Good brandy. Imagine. 8 bob.
That's where you should go, Simon. What do you have yourself?
I think I'll try a drop of whiskey, Joe. The old stomach isn't too good these days.
Well, no fee.
Oh, no. I know what will be good.
I could have sworn this bottle was full.
Evaporation.
Why full? I'm going to have a sherry myself in honour of the occasion. Oh, gents, a toast to our new brother-in-law.
Cheers.
Joe, you should try and get away sometime. Seriously, I mean. Take a month off. Go to Spain. A man should have one good holiday in his life.
Not sure. Maybe when the honeymoon comes around.
Don't wait for your honeymoon. Go now.
Not sure. It's easily said. What about the farm?
No matter what you do, the grass will grow. The cows will give milk. The land will still be there when you get back. It doesn't cost much. And believe me, I can think of no one that needs it more than you.
Yeah, I'd think about it. I couldn't go for a while anyway. There's our beloved dad. Did Simon tell you?
Yeah.
How did Mary think?
Too early to tell. It was a good idea not to tell us during the honeymoon. Could have spoiled it.
Hey, it's always Joe's idea.
What's he like?
No. He's old, worn out. Nothing remarkable about him at all. You'd think he'd have some kind of unusual qualities. But he's just like any other old tramp.
I think he's dying.
Do you want me to take a look at him? I mean, if he's bad, I could take him off your hands. Maybe put him in a hospital.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Why didn't I think of that?
What do you think, Joe?
I don't know. There's no hurry now. You might let you examine him, you know.
Well, I'll rope him up if he won't. Joe, this is a marvellous chance, man. It's just what we need.
There's no hurry. We won't talk about it now.
But why not, Joe? Sure, now's the time. The man is an embarrassment. Can't you see that? He's an embarrassment to Willie here, and to Mary, and to me.
There's plenty of time, I said.
Oh, good God, man, this is a godsend.
Not now, I said.
Joe's right, Simon. We'll talk about it another day. I heard a damn good one from a Scotsman in Barcelona. Honeymoon or two. The father and son were working on a farm. The son had an accident where he damaged the top of his finger, so they took him to the doctors. While they're into doctors, the father started asking a few questions. How is it? Not as bad as it looks. Maybe a few days light duties, but he should be okay. And tell me, will he be able to swim? I see no reason why not. Ha! That's amazing, he said. He wasn't able to swim before it happened to him.
Hey, I heard one the other night, right? Great story. So, Paddy the Englishman, Paddy the Irishman, and Paddy the Scotsman were all sleeping together in the same bin one night.
Sorry, gentlemen. Was it a good one, Simon?
Have a drink, Mary.
I'll have a sherry.
How about you, Mother?
Oh, have a whiskey. Give her a whacker, Joe. It'll do her good.
And Frida? What about Frida?
I'm all right. The cook must take sober. There's enough boozers in this house.
Yes, disgraceful, isn't it?
Ah, come on. Don't be a spice sport. Everyone's having a drink. Look, I'm having a sherry myself.
Go on, Frida. A small dash.
I'm for it. Small one, Mary.
Now, the toast. Everyone, to my new in-laws, that you may never require my services.
Here, and to Dr. William Dolly, bullfighter extraordinaire.
Here, here.
And to the cook. And to the cock turkey.
Here, here. Now, sit down, let you. We're going to have some soup first. I'll help. Nobody helps. And someone who doesn't like turkey.
Our guest takes place of honour.
Spain or no Spain, it's good to be back. There's no place like Ireland. The people are so natural.
When do you start work, Willie?
Tomorrow night. The house is ready. Not to will move in.
Well, I hope you'll both be very happy.
Same here.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, son. I know I will. I've had a great little life.
Pass the bride.
I didn't like the Spanish hairstyles. They have that oily, greasy look.
That's natural, Ellen.
And how do you know?
That's a good question. Make him answer it.
I was telling Joe we should go to Spain.
Oh, you must. You must.
Yeah, with me as a guide.
Really want a holiday after that?
I like Spanish women. I believe they get fat shortly after marriage.
Oh, that's an absolute fallacy. We met several married women, and they weren't fat. As a matter of fact, we didn't see any fat women, did we, sweetheart?
No, not that I recall.
So you see,
Yeah, I guess I'll have to find out for myself. Now, not that I have anything against fat women, or any kind of women.
That is alright. But not too much. How's married life, Willie?
there's nothing like it. Every man should marry.
Do you hear that, Frida? There's still time.
Drink up your soup like a good boy now.
Clothes are cheap in Spain. I bought a sheer silk slipper, 15 shillings. And you should see the shirt Billy got for £1. Takes a while to get used to the food though. Some of the things they eat there, you just wouldn't believe it. If I was there forever, I couldn't take the food.
It's alright when you get used to it. Okay. We spent a night in Paris, by the way.
Ooh, Paris!
Just a night. I didn't care for it.
We didn't see much of it.
Here, and greasy people too, like the Spanish.
Every man to his own taste. Yes, I mean.
Do you know, I think I'm going to go to Paris for a week after I qualify. When I return, I'll make my announcement on French women.
Where'd you go sit down, Aunt Frida?
Yes, Frida, sit down. No, I have had enough. But do any of you want seconds?
No, thanks. I would.
You know, they don't eat lunch the way we do either.
Sure, nobody does.
Remarkable team. You can get good wine in Madrid for as little as 2 or 3 shillings a bottle. Now, wine is a necessity there, not a luxury. You drink it like water. Fantastic city, Madrid. City of extremes.
What's the population of Madrid?
I don't know. Must be up.
Somebody swap places with me, please. Well, is there something wrong with the soup? Passing my soup here. Here's yours. Oh God. I didn't think it would be that bad.
That's a sick man. A very sick man. I think I'll have a look at him before we leave.
No, you won't. We'll have our first fight if you do.
I won't take it. Because we're not going to have our first fight.
What do you think is wrong?
It's obvious.
The yellow tinge. The yellow in his eyes.
What is it?
I could be wrong, but it spells cancer of the liver. Very advanced, I'd say.
Who's going to help me carve the turkey?
Oh, the turkey.
I'll do it. Let the men sit where they are. I haven't had turkey since Christmas.
What? Is there no turkey in Spain?
Chickens. Nothing but chickens.
And main little chickens they are. Hardly a pick in some of them. Has anybody noticed the conversation has lapsed?
What the hell is the matter with you?
I'm going to bring him out his dinner now.
Oh, funny. An old retrograde after putting me off my dinner.
Get a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, that's what I do. I guess he was dying.
Take a walk around the house. Don't hurry.
Yeah, we'll keep upwind of the hiker.
I wouldn't think he'd put us off our dinner like that. A man that means absolutely nothing to us. Ruined the whole bloody lot. For me anyway.
Will you sit down for heaven's sake, Joe, and just forget about it?
You can have my share, Simon.
Now, me, you reconsider the hospital. It's only natural, Joe. They were quick for this sort of thing there. Everybody goes out to die sooner or later. Isn't that right, Willie?
You see, there are things I remember good. Small things. Like the patience you had for me when teaching me how to use a hurl. He often walked 5 miles to a match with me on his shoulders. And even when he hadn't the money, he always managed me a lemonade. Always brought me back something from one of his hikes. I know what he did to us, as well as any. But I think every man should be allowed to pick the place where he wants to die. Even our renegade father. What's wrong with you?
I got it, man! I got it! I'm through!
The exam?
What do you think? I got it, man! I got it! I'm a vet! Just happened to saw it out to the cross, and this wire was waiting for me. Oh, would you believe it? I was afraid to open it. I had to get somebody else to do it. I passed, man! Aren't you going to congratulate me? Look, read it. We're through, you bags, we're through. Omar. He's a pal of mine, same gigs.
I'm speechless. I'm delighted. Congratulations, son. Jesus, I didn't think you were going to make it. I thought you were squandering your chances up and down.
I knew I'd get it all along. I had the confidence, man. Ma! Aunt Frida!
What now?
Look at me and tell me what you see.
I see the effects of too much porter.
Wrong. You see a vet. A fully qualified veterinary surgeon.
You passed?
Of course I passed.
Oh, congratulations, son.
Oh, what's all the commotion?
He got a telegram. He qualified.
Oh, congratulations, Simon, well done. Oh, that's great news.
And all the time we thought he was skiving above in Dublin.
That's what I was saying.
We misjudged him, you know.
Well, listen, Mary'll have to be told. We go to the crossroads and put in a call to Willie at the hospital. They're going to be so thrilled for you, Simon.
Oh, Jesus. Just my prayers, you know. Come on, Frida. Sorry.
Well, what's it feel like?
I don't know, Joe. I'm dizzy. I waited 5 years for this day. 5 years. Oh, but it's worth it. By God, it's worth it. No more bloody books.
There must be some relief to you.
A relief? What's more than that, Joe? For the first time in my life, I'm independent. From now on, I needn't give a damn about anybody. I can come and go as I please and be responsible to no one. Because if a man has a profession, his sins are excusable. And if he's a success, they like him for his sins. This is what I've always wanted, Joe. Something to hide behind. A shield to hold up in front of me. From now on, it's me, and if any man or woman makes a demand on me, to hell with it. I have the means of arriving somewhere. I have a vehicle.
Jesus, I hope you'll talk to us every now and then.
I'll talk to you now. There's an old house down at the cross where I'll start up, and I need security in. I know you won't let me down. I could buy it for £500. Look, it's a start. There's 300 suppliers at the cross creamery, Joe. That's 300 customers. And if there's a better foundation for our practice, well, it's news to me.
I'll secure you. Man, you needn't ask. But I haven't 500 cash on me now. Not after Mary. But you know my word is good.
Oh, thanks, Joe. I knew you'd see me through to the end. Now I needn't give a rattling damn about anybody. And I'll marry well too. There's a few likely candidates around the cross.
Flesh man should be married.
Yes, he should. To give him proper leeway.
I canvass customers for you too.
Thanks, Joe. I knew you would.
I have £100 cash. Start. Would that do?
Oh, God, Joe. She's that'd be great. Be great altogether. There's just one thing.
What's that?
The old man. No, give me a chance before I interrupt you, and let's be practical there. He hasn't much time left, and this is no place for a dying man. Now hear me out, right? We'll chip in, all of us, and we'll put him in a nursing home. It's better than he deserves, and there's no other way out.
No. And that's a fine no.
Oh, come off it, man. It's the only solution.
He came home to die. Let him die here. Is that enough?
You can't have him dying here, Joe. The embarrassment of it would be deadly.
Not for me. He's still my father, whatever he did. I'm not angry at him anymore. I'm not even annoyed. I feel sorry for him.
Look, Joe, you're going to have to take other people's feelings into account here.
What other people?
Well, Mother, and Mary, and Frida, and me.
Look, Mary isn't here. And my mother doesn't mind. And Frida doesn't mind. And I don't mind. You're the only one.
Well, it isn't fair to me.
How selfish can you be, Simon?
I'm not selfish, Joe.
You had every chance. You never had to worry about money for your education. You never had to worry about Mary, or my mother, or anyone. And I'd say one thing for you, Simon. You're certainly worried about yourself.
What the hell is the matter with you, Joe? You've been acting strangely since the hiker came back, you know that? You have a conscience about it. I haven't. Man mind thyself, and that's my policy.
Yeah, I can see that now.
There you go again, trying to start something. What in the name of God do you want me to do?
Nothing! Nothing!
I'm going down to the cross for a few drinks. I think I'm entitled to them. Or do you disapprove?
Oh, don't tell me the two of you are arguing again.
No. No. There was no argument.
Yes, there was, and he started it. He has an obsession about the hiker.
That's a lie, I have not.
Doesn't want to send him to hospital.
You told me it was all sorted, Simon, and that Joe would go for it.
Hang on a minute now. Nothing is sorted. Will you just leave him alone, will you? Haven't you all had your revenge? Isn't it enough to see the poor old devil dying, rotting away before your eyes? What more do you want?
We want the obvious, Joe. The hospital is the place for a dying man.
What do you want, Joe?
I don't know in the hell what I want. In the name of God, will you leave me alone? What do you expect from me?
Nothing, Joe. Nothing. Whatever you want, it's all right with us.
Is it? Is it? You see, none of you know what you want. You want me to do everything. Well, I'm not going to do a goddamn thing. I'm not doing nothing. You think I'm a judge that can pass a sentence? But I'm not going to sentence anyone. No judge ever sat on his own father. Oh, Jesus, I know where I am with you all. I went out and I'm sick of you. You'll have to get off my back and give me a chance. I'm not a god.
I can't figure him out at all. These are recent things, these tantrums of his.
Leave him alone. That's the best way. Come on, Frida. Joe knows what he's doing.
Joe is the master in this house now. Let him decide about his father. Nobody else has that right.
Joe, are you out there? Joe?
He's gone down to the Enfield.
I didn't call you. I called Joe. You've no right to appear there like a bloody ghost.
Sorry, I wanted to congratulate you on your exams.
Where were you listening?
I couldn't help but hear. I said I'd come in and tell you how glad I was.
No thanks to you.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry. Don't be always so shagging sorry. When are you going to hospital?
Huh?
I said, when are you going to hospital?
Hospital?
Yes, hospital. Are you deaf? Hospital. Where sick people go. Where you should be. Didn't you notice yourself disimproving these past few weeks? Or have you lost your sense of reasoning as well as your sense of smell?
Sure, I know what's wrong with me.
Then why the hell don't you go where you belong then?
I can't go to hospital.
Oh, you can't.
No. I was in hospital in England and I escaped out of it to come home.
You escaped? What kind of an irresponsible blockhead are you? I was prepared to take you as I found you when you came here first. I didn't hit you like Joe did. Remember? The fun is over, old man. You're going to hospital.
I can't go to hospital. Hospital's like a jail to me.
Well, that's where you're going.
I can't.
Oh, you can't.
No, I can't. I've only a little while left. I can't go to hospital. I need to stay here.
Well, you left before and you had no qualms about it, didn't you?
That was different.
It wasn't different.
It was.
Oh, you had to go then, hadn't you?
Yeah.
Well, you have to go now too.
Oh, no.
I'll fix it. Joe need know nothing about it till after you're gone.
I can't go now. You're going to have to let me stay here. I've only a little bit of time left. If it's the last thing I ask, is that I be left stay here.
You have no right to ask for anything. You are not entitled to one goddamn thing.
Maybe not, but I can die in spite of it.
Get one thing into your head, old man. You're going to hospital. You be reasonable. I'll fix it. I'll fix it with Will. We'll come to see you. I'll be there at the end, and we'll all be there.
You won't. You've no notion of it. Anyway, it's Joe I want there at the end. You said I wasn't your father.
You're not going to dictate to me. You're going to hospital.
I'm not. I'll go if Joe says I'll go, but otherwise not, I'm not going.
Well, I'm saying you'll go. This farce has gone on long enough. I'll beat the daylights out of you if you don't go.
I'm not frightened of you. I owe you nothing.
I'm your son, aren't I?
You care nothing for me or for anyone.
Don't talk to me like that.
I know a coward when I see him.
Oh, I'd finish you now. If I knew I'd get away with it.
You're still a coward.
Don't take me. All right.
Let him go.
If I catch him in this kitchen again, Joe, I'll bring him. I'll pulverise him.
I thought you were going to the cross.
When I please. Get out and stay out. And stay out this time, do you hear?
Stay posted.
Do you see what you're after doing? You've divided us again. Will you get out, man? Just get out. Joe's the last person that I want to fall out with.
Stay put.
Watch it, Joe. I hope you realise what you're doing.
Oh, I do.
He's going out, Joe.
So you have it wrong, Sammy. You're the one going out.
What? You're mad, Joe.
Get out. Get out.
You can't make me, Joe. You can't bully me. That deal is gone.
Don't be so sure of it, Sammy.
One would expect you to have consideration now at this late stage. But oh no, Not you. In all those years, you might have once thought of home.
I did. I always thought of home.
Oh, my mother. Your own wife. And you never once thought about what she was going through. Your wife, and you didn't even think about it.
You don't know what it was like for me. I remember a skirt thrown across the bar of the bed, stockings on the floor, and the smell of perfume in the air. I remember a dress hanging from a hook, or a box of powder on the table, and a hair clip lost in the bed. Those things tore the heart out. But you understand.
Oh, I understand, all right. I understand that you have no conscience. You never had, and least of all now.
It's costing you nothing if he stays.
Isn't it? I'm not a student anymore, Joe. This would have been a joke if I was a student. I don't want people pointing me out as the son of this freak. I have a practice of it. Don't blame me for what not to stand in my way.
He's not standing in your way.
Yes, he is, Joe. He detracts from my dignity by having him around. People won't respect me. I won't be a bright young vet. I'd be the son of the hikers. I'd be a joke. So don't you know he's on the talk again? The hiker is back, they say, and they shake their heads laughing and they have a grudging admiration for him. Well, I haven't. I'm clear now. And I won't be back until he's grown daisies and nobody talks about him anymore.
He doesn't mean that. He'll be back when he cools off. Simon's alright deep down. He just needs a bit of straightening out. And the word will do that. He'll be back for sure.
He won't be back till well after I'm dead. I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused you. Good night.
I don't go a while. How are you feeling?
The pain is bad, Joe. It won't be long.
Do you want me to get a doctor come look at you here in the morning?
Yes,
What about a priest?
yes. If it's not too much bother, God knows I could do with a priest.
Alright. I'll see to that in the morning, so in the meantime, you better stay here in the house. You can stay in Mary's old room. It's the nicest room in the house.
Why are you doing all this, Joe?
Don't add me with questions like that now. Just do as I'm told.
I can't, Joe, until you forgive me the wrongs I've done you.
You did me no wrong. You wronged yourself most of all.
Sorry, Joe. Do you forgive me, Joe?
It's not for me to forgive you. I shouldn't have punched you around when you came back. I had no right to do that.
You had every right, Joe. Oh God, you had every right.
Look, forget about it now. You can stay here in the house now until God judges you. I hope you'll be lenient with you. But I can't. I tried. Say no more now. Let me mother and Frida. Come in. He'll be staying in the house from now on. There'll be a doctor coming in the morning to have a look at him. I'm going up to Mary's room to put the bed together. Mother, will you see to the sheets? There'll be a priest coming too. I want no arguments from you now, Frida. Not a word, you hear me? I'm not judging him. So let no one in this house judge him.
You needn't worry. It won't be for long.
I'm not worried at all. If you were to be here, I'll accept that. Do you want to change your clothes if you're to see the priest? That's no way to face him.
Is it me now, or you that'll be looking for absolution?
You won't provoke me.
Oh, it was easy to provoke you before.
But Joe is the boss here now, and I'll not go against his wishes. I'm not one to disobey.
I was never the boss here. I've resigned myself to that.
You should be resigning yourself to something else now. Will you ever learn?
I've learned but one thing, and it's too late for me now to get any benefit from it. I've learned that the shelter of a bush is better than the palace of a tree. I've learned that young couples should be let finish their fights between themselves without running to outsiders when the going gets tough.
I was never an outsider here.
I never married you. I married Kate for you.
And a good job you made of that.
With your help. I wonder if it was you I married, how much that would have turned out. The same, I'd say.
I'd never have married you.
Well, how do you know? I never asked you. I was fond of you in those days. Very fond of you, but I was fond of you. Oh, Kate.
How can you behave like this? And so little time between yourself and your master.
The truth is bitter.
Would you give up your foolish talk? I never cared for you in any way.
If you don't want to listen, you don't have to stay.
Merciful Mother of God, will you leave me alone? All the years I hated you. I was strong and wise, not like other women. I was sober and determined, not like Kate. Sure, she was soft and foolish, like other women oogling you. I could never have done that even if I wanted to. And then the night Kate told me you asked her to marry her, sure, that was near being the death of me. You came to this house to see the two of us. How was I to know which one you wanted to marry? And the two of ye went off and made your own rotten plans behind my back.
But I never gave you any indication or anything that I was interested in you.
You did, and you know you did. You came into this house and you used to be ripping the strings on my apron for divilment. And you kissed me. And you kissed me often.
I kissed you and I teased you because you were Kate's sister, but only because you were Kate's sister. I'd have died for you because you were Kate's sister, but only because you were Kate's sister.
You're a lying, deceitful scoundrel, and all the plans we made together.
There was never the slightest indication.
The three of us sat around that table, drinking tea and laughing and having fun times. We come home from the dances and the holies, and then the two of you go off and spoiled it all forever, behind my back.
Don't you see, Frida? People get married, and things are never the same.
'Twas horrible, deceitful, and then the big surprise when you told me, treat me like I was a child.
Now you know why I left, don't you? It couldn't be.
That's not why you left. That's not the reason.
Can you think of another reason, or a better reason? You never accepted our marriage. I had my pride, and I had my dignity. I was a man, at least I was that. I could work and sport with the best of them. I had no one to turn to. I couldn't tell my friends that the women in my house couldn't play their part, that the women in my house were breaking my spirit between them. If it was a man, I could smash him. If it was something I could think of, I could fight it. I had to run away. I had to get out of here. But how I wronged my son Joe.
What a terrible mess we've made of it all. Oh, merciful Mother of God, forgive me. Lovely Son of God, take the hurt and the pain out of my heart and soften it I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. Just that I'm sorry.
And I'm sorry too.
Is there anything I can get you? Anything you want?
You could pray for me. Because I'm getting afraid.
But you were never afraid before.
This is a different fear. God will ask me about Joe. And what will I tell him?
You served your penance for Joe. Will you have a brandy for your pain?
No, brandy was never my drink.
Well, I have nothing else.
Cider is what I used to drink.
I could go to the cross for that.
No, you mustn't. I mustn't.
A cup of tea, so.
What in the name of God has come over you?
Kate, I've been an awful creature. All the years and all the things that happened in this house were all my fault. Not his, God help me.
What is this? What happened?
So you go and sit with your husband now at the table. And don't be asking foolish questions. And I'll make us all a cup of tea. And we remember what it was like on those summer evenings when we'd come back here, the three of us, after a night out at a dance, and we'd have the tea. And sure, do you remember the big appetites we'd have? And do you remember what you used to say about a song?
A song was great.
You used to say something like, every man that cocks his ear to the sound of the drum is a fool, and every man that cocks his ear to the sound of a bugle is a fool. But 'tis the man that cocks his head to the man that sings the song is the best man of all. Oh, I haven't got it right, but 'twas something like that.
I'll help you with the tea, Frida, will I?
You sit down there now. And sure, maybe you'll try and forgive him. You might take her hand. Do you remember what it was like those autumn evenings before we got married? In the October, and red sails was all the go. I'm trying to bring us back to the way we were then, because I used to belong with the two of you, and we had great times together, the three of us. Do you remember the night we went to Keane?
Oh, I remember. We did have happy times, Frida. Do you remember that night? Oh, it was brilliant. Jimmy O'Brien was singing Red Sails on the sunset. The whole crowd cycling home. Everyone trying to remember the words. What were they?
What I remember about that night was us cycling down Balnagira on the bikes and him in the middle, and one of us on each side of him, and then we'd fall off and the laughing and the screaming.
He'd cycle on then 100 yards ahead with his hand in the ear like a choir master.
Oh, nights like those are not easy forgotten. Nights like those are great memories. I wonder could we sing it again?
I'm sure we could.
Red sails in the sunset, way out on the sea. Red sails in the sunset, way out on the sea. Oh, carry my true love, wake safely
Home to me.
What the name of God is going on here? What's going on? When I heard singing upstairs, I thought it was the radio. I thought to myself, they can't be singing. It's not possible. Well, what's all the bloody mystery about it? Why are you two looking so smug? Do I look funny or something?
We're going to bed, Joe, like we do every night.
Go to bed. Go to bed then.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night now.
Good night, Joe.
Good night. Ask me to dig a ditch or plough a field. Don't ever ask me about women. What was all that about?
They spoke to me.
Spoke to you?
They spoke to me after 20 years. It was like nothing had happened.
Sure, they must have had a reason They wouldn't just change like that in a few minutes.
You know, woman, hatred lives next door to love. It's the toss of a coin. Sometimes they don't know the difference. You have to point it out to them.
Yes, it's all beyond me. Anyway, the bed is ready if you want to go up. I don't want Mary to think if she knew you were sleeping in her bed. I know she'd never sleep in it again, that's for certain.
I don't care very much what Mary thinks. It's what you think, Joe, that matters to me.
I must be going out. I have a few things to do. Check the gates and things.
Good night, son.
Good night. Now you better go to bed.
I'd prefer if we could talk a while.
Talk?
Yeah.
Talk about what?
I don't know, just talk.
I don't know either. Look, I want to make something clear here now. I've forgotten what you did. It's all over. I don't hold that against you anymore. Don't be expecting me to be throwing my arms around your neck. That kind of feeling isn't in me. It was before you went. You were God and man rolled up into one then. There was no one in the world like you. I used to cling to you like a leech. It was very hard for me when you went away without telling me. Didn't you understand the way a small boy feels about his father?
I'm sorry, Joe.
Sorry, I'm sorry. What good is all that now? You're all I had. They couldn't give me what I wanted. I became a sober old man at the age of 7 years of age. I didn't know what humour was. I grew up overnight. You took the heart out of me altogether.
God, I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Why in the name of God didn't you take me with you? Why didn't you take me with you? I wouldn't have given a damn if we'd starved. I'd have followed you to hell because you were my father and I loved you. Why didn't you take me with you? There's no one in the world like you. My all-powerful father. All you had to do was take me with you. Oh, the torture and the emptiness when it dawned on me you weren't coming back. And then the hatred built up inside me from the injustice of it. All you had to do was take me with you. That's all. And we'd have been happy and we would have got along because we loved each other.
I have to account for the lot. I know what you went through. Because I went through it too.
You alright?
It's getting bad. I wish it was 20 times as bad for what I did to you.
Don't say that.
I'm really glad I'm dying. To feel your arm around me once more.
Don't talk like that.
I have a few hundred. Post office. It'd be handy for you, Joe, if you ever decide to get married.
You'll come back like this.
Bury me near my father in Culcushion. It's not so bad now, Joe.
Don't say that. Don't talk like that now.
Remember, near my father in Culcushion. I want you to know, Joe, this is the happiest I've been in 20 years. Oh man, this'll never do. This'll never do.
Make a cup of tea and we'll talk.
That'd be lovely, Joe.
And pay no heed to Simon. Simon's selfish. He only thinks of Simon. He wants to blot you out of his mind altogether. A hard thing to do.
he'll never succeed.
Why's that?
He'll be examining a cow someday. And the owner will ask him, how old is she? And he'll say, I don't remember. But I bought her in the year of the hiker. Or it'll be a horse. And he'll say, I can't remember, but I bought him as a colt in Tremor. The year they buried the hiker Lacey. God have mercy on his soul.
Everybody, you've been a fantastic audience.
Thanks, Louise.
You really helped with the nerves by being so supportive, so thank you very much. I have a few thank yous to do before everybody goes.
No.
First and foremost, as you can imagine with these things, most of the hard work is done behind the scenes by people you don't even get to see. So I have to say a massive thank you to our Assistant Director, Mary O'Hara, without whom, you can come out from your cubby hole now, Mary. Without whom none of this would have been possible. Setup, Alice Power for the tea and the smoke breaks, Trish Quinn for selling the tickets and being our bookings manager, Will Lee from Fitzgerald's Menswear, who supplied us with the wonderful suits you saw tonight, to Micheál Casey, our stage manager, and a fantastic actor all round. Mary Harney, from all of us, thank you so much for keeping the spark alive in the Dunhill Players Group, and we hope you've done it proud. And last but by no means least, none of this would have been possible without our wonderful director, Bertie Rogers. So it took a lot of hard work and he only had a short space of time, but he got it done. And from all of us, Bertie, thank you so much.